All right, we are back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast. We're going to be doing our third segment here, which is a continuation of the other segment, talking about our spring breakout games for baseball, which I am a big fan of. I'm always a big fan of prospects getting their due as well, showing off their talent to casual baseball fans. Not casual that it's bad, but don't follow prospects that much, which is fine. It's a confusing word of prospects. I leave it to the experts, believe me. But I think I know a little bit about it, so I'm going to talk about it. Let's get into our Grapefruit League games here. The first one we'll be talking about is Orioles Pirates. I'm really, really looking forward to this game. You're going to see why. We talked about them actually a few times, the Orioles playing the Pirates. These two great young teams that I'm really looking forward to. Orioles, so much good young talent. We're going to go off the list here just quickly. You got Samuel Basallo, you have Kobe Mayo, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Dylan Beaver, Judd Fabian, and of course, I didn't mention him for a reason, but the stud Jackson Holliday, the number one prospect in baseball, the future of shortstop for the Orioles, a guy I really, really love. Everyone loves him. He's Jackson Holliday, for crying out loud. He's the top prospect in baseball for a reason, and a guy I'm really looking forward to watching against this young Pirates team. Who is mainly run by a certain pitcher from LSU, whose name is, of course, Mr. Paul Skeens. He is going to be playing in this as well. We saw Paul Skeens versus Jackson Holliday earlier in the season, in the spring training as well, but I'm looking forward to it again in a more high-stakes environment. I think a lot of players are going to want to prove themselves in these spring breakout games. Sorry for the crinkling again. Needed my water. Watching Paul Skeens is always a treat. One of the top pitching prospects in baseball, if not the top. So, definitely a guy to watch if you're a baseball fan. Of course, we all know this about Paul Skeens. I'm not saying anything too crazy here. Definitely a big guy to watch here. Of course, playing against the other top prospect in baseball in Jackson Holliday. So that's going to be a treat. Other than that, you have Anthony Solometto, Bubba Chandler, who had top pitching prospects for the Pirates. Tamar Johnson, who's also a former first overall pick, a guy I'm really high on as well. A guy I'm really excited to watch in the future. Definitely looking forward to Orioles Pirates. I think it's going to be a killer of a game, and I'm super, super excited to watch. I love these young players. I love watching them. Next we have Nationals Mets. For the Nationals roster, they have a good amount of young players. First, for pitchers, the first guy I want to focus on is Harleen Susana. He was one of the top guys in the original Soto trade when he got traded from Washington to San Diego. Seems like a long, long time ago now, doesn't it? I'm really excited for his future. A guy I really think is going to be very, very good, and was one of the big pieces of that trade. So definitely looking forward to watching him. Brady House, a guy I think is a monster and an underrated prospect for the Nationals. A guy I really, really like, and I think he's really, really good. Definitely someone to watch here if you're a Nationals fan. Brady House, a great talent and a great guy to watch, and light tower power, as they say. And of course, in the outfield, what are you going to say? Dylan Cruz, James Wood, Elijah Green, Robert Hassel III. Just an insane array of talent in the outfield, specifically Dylan Cruz and James Wood. Those guys, the future at those positions, and as a fan of a team who's a rival of the Nationals, now looking forward to watching those guys in my division for a long time. Even Elijah Green, a guy that was picked really high in the draft, is kind of phased out a little bit in minor leagues, but still a guy I think has a lot of potential and a lot of room for improvement, and maybe the spring breakout game can get it out of him. Going now to my team, which is of course the New York Mets. Some guys to watch here on the roster. First, I'd watch Blade Tidwell, one of our top pitching prospects. A guy I think is really interesting. I think is going to be a big part of our future as well. A guy who I don't think enough people are mentioning because he's kind of just stuck in there as our number 19 prospect, Nolan McLean. This is a guy we just drafted and is a two-way player. He is a pure pitcher and a pure hitter. He plays both. Some people have called him the White Ohtani. definitely someone to watch. See if he can do both at the high levels of the major leagues and the minor leagues. So definitely someone to watch here if you're a Mets fan, if you're a baseball fan, if you want to see some two-way talent. I think Nolan McLean's your guy. Kevin Parada, who was a first-round pick by us, has kind of not done great in the minor leagues so far, but definitely still someone to watch here and see if he can regain that form. Fell all the way to number 9 in our prospect rankings. Not good. Jet Williams, infield, Luis Angel Acuna, two guys who I think I'm very, very high on, specifically Jet Williams. I love his pure talent. He's really, really short, but I don't think that should affect him that much. Yeah, a guy I'm super interested in watching, and I think he's going to be really, really good. Marco Vargas as well, who we got in the Marlins trade. Colin Houck was a first-round pick, so definitely those guys. Outfield, Drew Gilbert is the main guy. Him and Ryan Clifford, I'll bunch them together because they were both acquired in the same trade from the Astros. Both have a great future here. Astros traded them for Justin Verlander. Not a great decision in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of that trade for the Astros perspective, but I'm a fan if it's for a Mets perspective. So Drew Gilbert, a guy I really, really love. I think he's going to be a really, really big part of this Mets future. And looking forward to watching him. And Ryan Clifford, a lot of power as well. Probably won't be an outfielder in the future, but just a great prospect to watch. Next we have Marlins Cardinals. Kind of a weird game to pick, but both have some good talent. For the Marlins, first you want to look at Noble Meyer, who was their first round pick this year. They always have great young talent at pitching, and I think Noble Meyer's the guy to look towards if you're a Marlins fan. This is a guy who can just be come up to your team and be another one of these elite young pitching prospects for you guys. They've had so many of them the last few years. Thomas White as well, another guy you drafted who I think is really, really good. Jacob Berry in the infield, a guy you drafted in the first round from LSU. Hasn't performed that well, but was a first-round pick, so I think there could still be something else left in there. Not much for the Marlins. We know this. They don't have a great farm system for hitting-wise, but always have good pitchers. Next, we have the Cardinals. For the Cardinals, I definitely look at Tink Hence and Zakoa Roby first for pitching. Both top 100 guys. Guys I think are going to be playing a big part of the Cardinals' future. Tink Hence especially. I love Tink Hence. I love his fastball. I love all his pitches. I think he's a great pitcher, and I think he's going to be a great pitcher for a long time with the Cardinals. Connor Hjerpe, Gordon Graceffo, Sam Roberse, Michael McGreevy. Not great starting pitchers, but all guys I think will be solid and will be contributors, whether it is in the bullpen or the rotation. So, I like what the Cardinals did at the deadline last year. But still didn't. As you guys know, I didn't like what they did in the offseason to follow it up. Unfortunately, infield Mason Wynn. He's gonna be the starting shortstop for the Cardinals. A guy I really, really love. A guy who is one of the best defenders in baseball already, even after being up a little bit. Someone to watch for a baseball fan. His arm and fielding ability is just absolutely incredible. So I definitely watch Mason Wynn. And a big guy to hope for the future if you're a Cardinals fan. Thomas Segasi, another guy I think's a big prospect, and I think it has a great hitting tool. He's going to be really, really good for the Cardinals' future. When he came over from the Montgomery trade from Texas, I was a big fan of it. For the Cardinals' perspective, definitely looking forward to seeing what happened to see how Segasi progresses and how his hitting tool goes on. Victor Scott, Chase Davis, some guys in pitching for the Cardinals as well. Outfield for the Cardinals as well. Sorry, I don't know why I said pitching, but definitely two guys I'd look forward to. Next game we have is Braves Red Sox. A good game. They made a blockbuster trade together this offseason, so. Nice trade for them. Sorry if I'm out of frame. Chair's not very comfortable, to be honest. That's why I've been moving around a lot. So I apologize for watching on stream or it's bothering you in audio. I do apologize. For the Braves, not many guys right now for the prospects. I'm kind of running thin after they've all come up, really. Really the top guy looking forward to here is I mean, Owen Murphy, probably a nice pitching prospect for them, but that's really it. I mean, I got really nothing else to say about the Braves prospects. They're not that good right now, simply put. That's why they couldn't really make a big trade outside of really old Chris Sale. So, yeah, not a big fan of what the Braves have going on with their prospects right now. So, not much to talk about. But on the counterpart, you have the Red Sox, who have some guys. We talked about their young players as well before a little bit with Brian Bale talk. But yeah, I mean, you have Kyle Teal, who's a first-round pick from this year, a great young catcher, a great young prospect. So I think a guy who you could definitely look towards as a future pillar of the Red Sox organization at the catcher position, which you've needed for a little while now. Even when you had Christian Vasquez, I mean, that's not the most elite solution for your catching problems. Marcelo Mayer's a stud. I mean, I talked about him multiple times. I love what he's doing there. Nick York, Yoelin Cespedes, Blaze Jordan, some nice infield prospects there. Roman Anthony, Zdeno Rafaela, Miguel Bleis. Definitely guys I'd look for if you're a baseball fan or a Red Sox fan. Ooh, sorry about that noise. Definitely guys I think are big parts of the Red Sox future and could be big contributors in the future. Phillies, Tigers now. Phillies have a few guys to look forward to. First guy, of course, is Mick Abel, who's a great young pitching prospect for them. I think could be a big help for them in the season this year. Griff McGarry, you have him as well. You have Aiden Miller, who's a first-round pick. Justin Crawford, who's a first-round pick. So some nice guys if you're a Phillies fan. No one that really stands out much, but still some guys I think could be big contributors to the Phillies in the future. And yeah, definitely some people to watch here. Tigers next. Also going off the Red Sox Braves thing. They also made a big trade last year, which was Gregory Soto. So maybe they're doing that. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's just a coincidence. But yeah. Again, I do want to apologize for moving around so much. This is not like me. I'll be recording in a more comfortable location from next week. But yeah, Tigers. Guys I'd look forward to. Pitchers first, Ty Madden, a guy I was high coming on out of the draft. I think could be a really good pitcher. Wilmer Flores, who is not the Wilmer Flores of the Giants, but is his brother. So that's a nice thing. His brother has the same name as him. So that's pretty cool. Catchers, Dylan Dingler, I guess, is a fine guy to watch. Comes from Ohio State. So yeah, go Buckeyes. But also, still a good player. Jace Young, the prospect, the brother of Rangers prospect Josh Young, so someone to watch as well there. Max Clark was their first-round pick this year, top 5. Yeah, a guy I definitely look forward to if you're a Tigers fan. Top prospect in baseball, going to be top 10 relatively soon, I'd say. Sweet swinging lefty, guy who's super, super young, has a lot of great tools, and I think is going to be a future pillar of the Tigers organization here. Rays Twins. For the Rays, you have a few guys. You, of course, have the standouts, like, of course, Carson Williams, Xavier Isaac for infielders. 2 great guys I would really look forward to in the hitting department. Pitching, it's not great. Really, I'd say you'd look at right now maybe guys like Trevor Martin, Marcus Johnson, Keyshawn Askew. So, yeah, not much else, guys, that you can look forward to if you're a Rays fan. All your prospects have kind of come up already, so yeah. But you guys will develop more prospects. Don't worry, you guys always do. It's what you do. So I wouldn't be too worried if I'm a Rays fan. Twins here. Some guys I would look forward to if you're a Twins fan. For pitching, I'd look at David Festa as a guy. For infield, Brooks Lee is a guy I've talked about a lot about. So definitely a guy I'd look forward to if you're a Twins fan. A guy I think is going to be in the MLB roster to start the year, and is super, super good. And is going to be a big part of that future. Walter Jenkins, this guy's so good, so good. A top draft pick this year. It's just incredible. He was a top draft pick for a reason. Walter Jenkins is just so good, and really looking forward to watching him and seeing how good he is. Manuel Rodriguez as well, another guy in the top prospects in the MLB. Gabriel Gonzalez, they acquired him the Jorge Polanco trade, another guy I would look forward to. So the Twins have some good prospects that I think are underrated. Blue Jays Yankees now. Some Blue Jays guys I would look to is first Adam Macko, who was acquired in the Teoscar Hernandez trade last year. A guy I think can be really good for them. You have Arjun Imalia, who was the first Indian-born player to be born in the first round, to be drafted in the first round. So congratulations to him. Always a good thing to see more guys in the game. I think he's also going to be a really good hitter in the future. A guy I'd look forward to watching develop and can bring a whole new audience to baseball. That's kind of it for Blue Jays prospects. They're not low, but there's no real standouts. I think those are the real guys. I think you have Ricky Tiedemann, who is the real big guy, but he's not playing in the spring breakout game for whatever reason. You next have the Yankees, who of course have a lot of pitchers you want to look for. First, Chase Hampton is the obvious one. Their top pitching prospect. This guy's really, really good. Going to be a big part of their rotation going forward in the future. Will Warren, another guy as well, who I think is going to be an important part of depth. Ben Rice is a nice catcher. Roderick Arias, Jorge Vivas, Caleb Durbin, some other guys who are good infield prospects for the Yankees. Spencer Jones, I've talked about him for the outfield. Yeah, he's like a white Aaron Judge. He's so good. A guy who can just hit, who has light tower power, and I don't use that phrase lightly, but a super tall, athletic outfielder that I think is going to be a big part of the Yankees going forward. And they didn't trade him for Dylan Cease, and I think that shows how much they really do like Spencer Jones and how much they're looking forward to him. The Astros, not much guys to talk about here. Really, the big one I'd focus on are Bryce Matthews, maybe Jacob Melton. But even those guys, they're top prospects in the Astros organization, but not really in baseball. You traded most of your guys for Justin Verlander, so not many guys to talk about. That's really ended it off here for the Grapefruit League spring breakout games. A new thing I enjoy that they're doing, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. We're going to go to our segment 4 here, which is going to be about spring training standings. So, we'll take a break, but then we'll go to our fourth and final segment here, which is going to be about that. So, thanks, and see you then. Goodbye.